Alright guys, welcome back, and if you're someone who's been exploring what we do at the Liberation Place, you're going to know that we spend quite a bit of time defining the many different aspects of the value system that I truly believe the vast majority of people in our society have at the core of their personality system. Inside of this system, we've got specific areas of life that are important to us. We hold a set of values, which at times can be seen as being somewhat similar to virtues, that most of us have a subconscious awareness of its existence at our core. And we manifest these values through our beliefs about behaviours that define what it means to be the person we want to be. What this innate way of being gives us is a solid understanding of how we want to be known in the world around us. It's the guiding light for living the life we want to live. It gives us the general philosophy for how we want to apply ourselves to the actions we take in the areas of life we find important to us. It provides the foundation for behaviours that define the way we want to treat other people, and in turn, it defines our expectations on how we want to be treated by other people too. Understanding our value system gives us an idea of how we set healthy boundaries. It helps us to identify what we want our support network to look like. Not filled with people who just agree with us in our own personal echo chamber, but containing a well-rounded group of individuals who talk to us with respect and honesty, who create a safe place where we can share our point of view. People who don't talk shit about us behind our back, and definitely people who do what they said they were going to do when they said they were going to do it to the best of their ability and capability wherever possible. We apply the principles of our innate values system not only to others, but also to ourselves, bringing accountability to our daily activities while holding other people accountable too. This is what it means to build our own unique tribe, because believe it or believe it not, as human beings, we actually need to build a tribe in order to grow and thrive. A community of people around us that supports our way of living, a network of people that can meet our variety of needs, a village, if you like, that helps us to live the life we want to live by being the person we want to be every single day. And it has to be said that, yes, inside of this community, sometimes we need people who just agree with our point of view, those that validate what we're thinking and confirm that we're right. And at the same time, dialectically speaking, sometimes we need people who can validate our feelings, but challenge the current perspective that we might be holding an unhealthy and rigid attachment to. We need this dynamic within our chosen community so we can learn to see things from what we call a dialectical perspective, a somewhat multiplistic point of view that comes from being in a DBT state of wise mind. This is how we learn, and this is how we grow. And when we take the time to apply these principles to our own unique opinions on life, this is how we develop what's known as our own world view. So let's talk about it. Our worldview is basically the term we use to describe our own unique set of personal opinions about life. It's our philosophical perspective about the world in which we live. It helps us to define the things we choose to take a stand on and the things we choose to just let go. In the areas of life that are important to us, it's the reason these particular things hold the level of importance that they do. In a healthy, adaptive and effective mindset, our worldview is constantly evolving. It's not trapped in a rigid perspective that lacks the capacity to change. As we experience new things, we learn and grow. We explore our point of view as it shifts and changes with the new information that comes our way. Our worldview is a combination of many different things, but it generally starts from the foundation we create throughout our early years. First of all, our genetic makeup can play a significant role in the development of our worldview. The temperament or nature that we're born with can influence the way we see the world. For example, if I'm an introverted person, I'm definitely going to see my experiences in a very different way than I would if I'm an extroverted person. So we have to keep this in mind as we look at the development of our perceptions. It's also the case that our cultural or ethnic background can play a significant role in the perceptions we have for life too, as can the many different things we're told in our specific family of origin when we're children, the environment we grow up in, and all the different people that we're exposed to throughout our formative years. It's important to note that the people we're exposed to involves not only our parents and siblings, but also extended family, childhood friends, teachers, community leaders, and all the other people we meet along the way who have an influence on our developing minds. It's also the case that often things that might seem quite innocuous at the time of our exposure to them can actually play a really significant role in the development of our worldview. Things like nursery rhymes, fictional stories, music, TV shows, movies, and particularly these days, our interaction with the many different aspects of social media all play a role in shaping the early version of our philosophical outlook. As we get older and we move out into the big wide world, we experience lots of new things every single day, all of which can and will influence our point of view on life. For example, there was a boatload of things that I was told as a child, which at the time I just took for granted that they were true. They were 100% factual. I mean, why wouldn't they be if they were statements that came from the people I was supposed to trust? Then, as I developed and had my own experiences, I learned that quite a few of these perspectives were extremely subjective and often not the way things were at all in actuality. So, I adapted my worldview to reflect this new perspective and I formed my own opinions. And here's the thing. When we're trying to live the DBT lifestyle, our worldview needs to be this way. Dialectical thinking revolves around our capacity to see things from many different perspectives without a rigid point of view to one thing being right or wrong for everyone. Once we see things dialectically, without attachment to a particular perspective, we can make a decision on what's best for us to live the life we want to live and be the person we want to be. Rigidity of perspective can be a serious problem for living the life we want to live. I once heard the well-known psychiatrist and executive director of the Mindsight Institute, Dr. Dan Siegel, say that mental illness can often be recognized by its chaos and rigidity. The rigidity that's connected to the belief that our perspective or our behaviour is right without any doubt, and the chaos that's created from this rigid point of view. This is what makes the skills of dialectical behaviour therapy such an important thing to develop within our personality system. DBT gives us the capacity to see things on a continuum rather than the extremes of right or wrong, good or bad, and all or nothing. Without this capability, we can spiral into a place of emotional overwhelm whenever what we see as important aspects of our worldview aren't agreed with 100% of the time. And this is such an important part of the process for us to understand, because our worldview can go down many different pathways and take many different forms, from our religious affiliations to our political standpoints, from the sporting teams we love or the movie franchises we follow, sometimes with a fanatical obsession. And if we continually feel like we are right and people who don't agree with us are clearly all wrong, and as a result we need to cut them out of our lives because they simply can't be a part of our tribe if they don't hold the same point of view as me, then this has the potential of leading to an extremely lonely life in the future. And listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a desire to be right about the things that we're passionate about from time to time. In fact, it's definitely true that there's some aspects of my life that I've got a pretty rigid point of view about. According to my own personal worldview, some things are right or wrong, good or bad, and these are my own personal opinions based on my own personal experiences. At the same time, I can't really expect that everyone else has to agree with my perspective about these areas of life. Other people have the right to their opinions, just like I've got the right to have mine. I don't force my worldview onto others, particularly when it hasn't been invited, just like I don't want someone else to force their worldview onto me. Everything comes back to who I want to be in the life I want to live. How do I want to represent my values, and how do I want to use the beliefs about these values to connect with other people, to set healthy boundaries, and be the person I want to be, regardless of what others are doing around me. In my opinion, understanding my worldview and how it's tied to my value system was an absolutely massive part of my recovery journey that was essential for me to explore. And if you're anything like me, when you stepped into the type of change that we're trying to make right now, you might struggle with knowing exactly who you are because you've spent so much time trying to fit in, to blend in with other people and other people's point of view to meet your need for attachment, that you've never actually spent the time to explore your own point of view on things that are important to you. And let's be honest, if you're really anything like I used to be, you might never have even taken the time to explore what's important to you at all. And this is what makes the early work we do in trying to live the life we want to live absolutely essential. And this is also why I created a page on my website to try to support people with exploring these particular aspects of doing this type of work. The key thing to remember about this philosophy is that it is rarely cast in stone. Our beliefs are constantly evolving. Our opinions are open to the continuous flow of new information that comes our way, and living the life we want to live is about this constant exploration. If you're interested in learning more about this way of approaching the type of behaviour change we're putting in place, come join the conversation in the virtual groups that I offer for free each week, or check out the links to the pages on my website that I've added to the description below. I hope this video gave you a bit of an idea about the importance of developing your own worldview. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, be safe, and be well.